All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video as the Niners make, I think, a significant addition today. We'll tell you who it is and what it all means coming up next. But first, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. And they do run out, so get there early, get some brisket chili. Tell them that Krug sent you. Also, this video is brought to you by our good friends at LearnKey Upskill Academy. They're an online learning platform designed to get you job ready in 6 months or less, whether you're interested in IT, cybersecurity, marketing, could be any high demand field. They offer over 30 certification programs to help you take that next step in your professional career. They've been in business for 37 years with helping over 200,000 students along the way. And they place about 100 graduates of their program in well-paying jobs every month. So it's a great company. They can help you out immensely if you're between jobs or underskilled or just want to get a little bit more skilled so you can make a few more dollars. LearnKey Upskill Academy. And thanks to LearnKey for being a proud sponsor of The Krug Show. All right, let's talk a little bit about the story of the day. The 49ers have signed Jets linebacker Chazz Surratt. And this is a guy who has been a favorite of Robert Saleh's for a while. Let's talk about Surratt. It's funny. He's a guy who didn't play linebacker. He's from Denver. Well, he's from Denver, North Carolina. Okay. He went to North Carolina, University of North Carolina. And he's 6'2", 230 pounds, and he's an incredible athlete. He runs in the 4.5s. He won the Parade National Player of the Year award and the Gatorade North Carolina Player of the Year awards as a senior. He was a quarterback in high school. He played at East Lincoln High School, passed for over 3,500 yards and 51 touchdowns in an incredibly productive career where he had 16,000 plus yards and 229 total touchdowns. I mean, this guy was like one of the greatest high school players ever. But he suffered ligament damage in his left non-throwing arm in the playoffs his senior year, and then redshirted his first year at North Carolina, started 7 games at quarterback in 2017 at North Carolina, 58%, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks in 9 games. Appeared in 1 game the following year. He was 4 of 10 for 10 yards and 3 interceptions. And then you had Sam Howell coming in as a freshman, and he took over the reins of the Carolina offense under Mac Brown, and Surratt switched to linebacker in the spring. And it's amazing because this guy, despite the fact he had never played linebacker, he was the runner-up for ACC Defensive Player of the Year. How about that? A converted quarterback, and all of a sudden he's on defense playing linebacker, and he's the runner-up for the ACC Defensive Player of the Year award. I mean, that is amazing right there. And we're not talking about the Sun Belt. We're not talking about the Big Sky. We're talking about the ACC. ACC runner-up for ACC Defensive Player of the Year as a converted quarterback. So, led his team with 115 tackles, 15 TFLs, 6.5 sacks, also intercepted a pass, broke up 3 others. His brother is Sage Surratt, who was a star wide receiver at Wake Forest. He opted out of the 2020 season. So he's, you're talking about a very athletic player. He started 11 games for Carolina as a senior. At linebacker, he was a first-team All-ACC player, 91 tackles that year, 7.5 TFLs, 6 sacks, an interception. Opted out of the bowl game to get ready for the draft, accepted an invitation to the Senior Bowl his senior year. And if you look at this guy, I mean, if you watch his tape, what you see is big, strong, fast, and raw. Big, strong, fast, and raw. He's very inconsistent. He doesn't diagnose correctly at all times. He's very inconsistent in every element of his play. I mean, hasn't played a lot of linebackers, so sometimes he takes bad angles, and sometimes his feel is not right. But man, this guy's athletic. I mean, this guy moved from quarterback to linebacker and immediately was productive, and it just speaks to his athletic ability, his toughness, his dedication. His linebacker instincts are raw. He's an undeveloped player, but he finds his way to the football. He gets to the football because he's got a ton of physical talent. So you know what? He's a developmental player, and the Jets had him as a developmental player, and basically they just had a lot of options and a lot of guys. But this guy's combination of speed and athleticism on that second level is really, really good. And we're talking about a guy who was at 230 pounds, ran in the 4.5s. So he's got way above average burst. This guy was very productive as a tackler. I mean, this guy averaged nearly 10 tackles per game over 2 seasons in college. So there are very few guys that can switch from quarterback to linebacker and be good right away, and this guy did that. So the guy's got great grit. He's got a great motor. He's really smart. He's got good pursuit ability. There's no question about that. There's not a lot of hesitation, as far as Robert Saleh, all gas, no brakes. This guy loves the contact. He can close the distance fairly quickly in the open field. Now, he's not the biggest guy. He doesn't have the greatest strength. Durability concerns are there for sure. If you look at some of the injuries he's had, he's not fully formed as a linebacker instinctive wise, but man, this guy's got a lot of talent. And Robert Saleh, I mean, this guy barely played linebacker. So, a lot of the mistakes that he makes will evaporate over time when he gets more run, when he gets more snaps. I think this is a great addition. I actually did a video about this earlier in the offseason saying that if Robert Saleh is coming over here, the guy that you should look for coming from the Jets is Chazz Surratt. Why? Because Chazz Surratt, can run and hit, and the Jets, he wasn't going to be a high-priced item. And Robert Saleh really likes him, and if you watched Hard Knocks, you saw it firsthand. I'm going to share the screen. Here's a little video of Robert Saleh talking up Chazz Surratt in a game. Here it is.
Play and come up with the pick.
Hey, that's my guy, dog. I'm just saying. That's my dog. Good job, bro. Keep stacking them up. Hey, Chad. Hey, let's go. Hey, look at. Hey, listen to me. You ain't done it. Here you go. Let's go. That guy's so good. He's so good. You guys don't know what you're doing.
So clearly, Robert Saleh is a fan of Chazz Surratt, and Surratt's got athleticism, and Robert feels like he can coach him up, and he knows Robert's scheme. And if you look at the 49ers, the one area, I mean, not one, there's a few areas of their football team, but one area where there's some question marks coming into the year, I would say, is at linebacker. They have some questions at linebacker. Who's gonna do what, and how many guys are gonna make it? If we share the screen and show you the Niners depth chart at linebacker, here it is right here. And obviously you got Fred Warner and D. Winters. Those would be your projected starters. But you drafted Nick Martin, and I would expect Martin will probably beat out Winters. So the Niners a lot of times go with a 5-2 look with a 5-man surface, and two stack backers. Other times they go with a 4-3, but sometimes they'll go with like a 4-2-5 in their sub package and put an extra defensive back on the field. So sometimes they're going 2 linebackers, and if they do, I would imagine it'll be Fred Warner and Nick Martin. But there's also D. Winters. Then you have the special teamer Luke Gifford. And then you have some question marks. Tatum Bethune is a very productive tackler, but he's a little slow and can be picked on in coverage. Jalen Graham was kind of a hybrid safety linebacker at Purdue. He hasn't quite come into his own yet. Deshaun White is a practice squad guy. Stone Blanton was given a significant amount of money as an undrafted player, but he's kind of another version of Tatum Bethune. I mean, he's a really instinctive, stack backer on that second level who's got great instincts, and he flows in the right direction, but his times are 4.6, 4.7, and those are a little slower, and it's like, is this guy going to be able to, play in the NFL, or is he going to get isolated against an athlete, on a third down pass play and get burned and torched? So, I don't know if Stone Blanton has NFL speed. I don't know if Tatum Bethune has NFL speed. I don't know if Jalen Graham's an NFL linebacker. I like him, his potential. Curtis Robinson's coming off an Achilles blowout, so there's no guarantee what he's going to provide. Deshaun White, no attack on him, but he's just a guy. So, I mean, what do you got? You got slowish Stone Blanton and slowish Tatum Bethune backing up. You got Jalen Graham. You have Luke Gifford, who's a special teamer. And then you've got your starting three guys, Winters, Warner, and the rookie Nick Martin. So I think Chazz Surratt is absolutely, a candidate to make this team. Jalen Graham, Tatum Bethune, Curtis Robinson, Stone Blanton, Deshaun White. I think basically the only guys who have guaranteed spots are Winters, Warner, Martin, and Gifford. Those four guys. And they'll probably go with 5 and maybe 6 linebackers. And to me, Surratt has an ability to be that 5th or 6th linebacker. He runs well. He runs better than Bethune and Blanton. He's bigger and stronger and a little bit more forceful and productive as a tackler than Jalen Graham. I think, he's overall probably a better player than Curtis Robinson or Deshaun White. So I like this pick. I think, to me, the Niners needed an extra player or two at a couple different spots. Linebacker's one of them. Corner is another. Defensive end is another. Offensive line, offensive tackle is another. Wide receiver is another. And to me, to get Chazz Surratt, I think is a really nice pickup for nothing. And he knows the system, and Robert Saleh's really excited about him, and he's 6'3", 230 with 4.59 speed, and he's been productive, and he kind of transitioned quickly from offense to defense. Robert Saleh sees the potential. He knows this kid's story. He knows he's barely played defense, and so he knows he's a raw player that needs development. And you could see in that clip, he's like, "Hey, man, you guys don't see it." And eventually the Jets, the Jets had a really deep linebacking core. So, that Chazz Surratt really struggled to get on the field. In this situation, he might walk into a job. So I really like this pickup. I think this is an under-the-radar type pickup that really could help the 49ers significantly. And thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of The Krug Show. Thanks to LearnKey Upskill Academy for sponsoring this video. Thanks to all of you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.